Hello, this is Edmund Bradford, and in this video I'm going to give you a little bit more information about the market players area. So this is one of the first things that you're going to be looking at when you start the game. You access it here by clicking on that market players button, and that pulls up this menu where you can see a fair bit of information about yourself and some useful but limited information about your competitors. And one of the first things you'd want to look at here is your website. That's your website and also your competitors' websites. As I said in the getting started video, that actually will enable you to do your first bit of competitor analysis. And when you're looking at both your website and your competitors' websites, think of two important questions. First of all, what is the value proposition of the company? There will be some clues in the website as to what the value proposition is of the company. And secondly, see if you can diagnose a bit about where they may be focused in the marketplace. Because the more you can understand where they're going to be focused, the more you can anticipate what their strategy may be. And even think about whether they're going to be coming in your direction or maybe will be keeping away from you. Now there are some financial documents here. We've got the financial accounts, so they're all publicly traded companies, so you can see the financial accounts of your company, you can see the financial accounts of your competitors as well, and you can spend a bit of time analysing that if you wish. And also, if this is enabled in your game, you may also see a cash flow forecast option as well, and that even includes a net present value calculation. But I would seriously advise you not to spend too long on all this financial area. The reason being, of course, is because as marketers, we're much more interested in the future than we are in the past. Financial reports are invariably, and certainly in this case, based upon the past and go into quite some detail about the past. So that is useful to help you inform your decision as to what is the right strategy for the future. So you do need to look at those, but do not spend more time on looking at the past than thinking about the future. So don't get buried in deep spreadsheet work going through all those financial accounts. You need to be thinking seriously about what the future conditions of the marketplace look like and what you think your future strategy should be. So, apply the 80-20 rule. Maybe spend 20% of your time analysing the past and 80% of your time seriously thinking about the future, as a good strategic leader will be. And a good place to find the strategy that you've inherited is, of course, the marketing plan. So we'll look at that in a second. Before I pull it up, we also see this marketing plan past performance page. That's simply one page of the marketing plan that updates as the game evolves. So you don't need to be manually plugging in your sales information after the end of each period. You can just visit that past performance page and it will automatically update the numbers for you. Okay, so let's pull up the actual marketing plan. Here's the big store plan, and as I said in the getting started video, this is really quite a good template because it's based very heavily on all the research that Professor Malcolm MacDonald and his team has done at Cranfield School of Management, which is part of Cranfield University in the UK, and they've been doing that over for 20-30 years. There is a lot of good research in this, and Malcolm has spent much of his life researching what makes a good marketing plan, what are the barriers to implementation, and how to get a really good account planning process in place. And in fact, his book here, Marketing Plans, How to Prepare Them, How to Use Them, which is currently in its 7th edition, with the 8th edition coming out soon, that is a bestseller and has sold over 500,000 copies worldwide. And so it really is the Bible, and in our consulting work we're often talking to companies that have the book and want to know how to use it and execute their marketing planning process a lot better. So this is a really good template. Now what I've done is I've just added a few bells and whistles to that particular template. So for example, there is no cover page in that actual template, so I've added this one here, and I know this particular page template works well with companies, Reed has introduced some good practices, like for example defining what the market is and scoping what the market is. Many companies get a little bit confused by not defining the scope of the market before they dive into all the details of, for example, how that market is segmented. So you find that there might be some slight differences here and there, but it's 90% or 95% the same as what's in the book. And what we've done is, for example, if you want to know anything more, I'm just going to pull up the mission statement here for Big Store. If you want to know anything more about particular pages, you can just hover over the little help option there, and it tells you where to find extra help on that particular page in the book. The other thing I'll say is look out for formulas in the plan as well. Where we do try to make the plan as efficient as possible. So that you don't need to enter the same numbers twice in different parts of this plan. So just be very careful if you're typing numbers in and updating the plan, which is really good to do that. Just make sure you're not typing over any formulas. You'll find that formulas can work within the page or the sheet. I can also will reference other numbers between the sheets as well. So just look out for any formulas there. And also be aware that the plan is actually incomplete because we're hoping that you will finish the game with a much better plan than what you've inherited. And of course it would be far too easy if we gave you a plan with all the information correctly filled in. So you will find blanks in the plan. You will find comments saying to be done in the plan, for example in the SWOT area. So just look out for those, make sure you fill those in, and try to really own this plan from your perspective, from your team's perspective, and make it into a really good living document. I mean, that's good practice, is to keep it living, keep it alive, use it to keep your team coordinated, and use it also to pull up the key points from your game play. There's just another couple of things I want to say about the marketing plan. Let's go back to the recover page. I've already said in the getting started video that this is a really good template for you to walk away with and keep and use in the future position you may have. But the first thing just a little tip for you is that in the marketing strategies page where we've added an Ansoff matrix. If you want to change the full coverage strategy for your business, you just go onto cell B6. And then you can see a little drop down menu which will help you change your market coverage strategy if you want to do that. And the final thing I'll say about this marketing plan is that you should not try to come up with a revolutionary strategy in period 2. This is your first 6 months in office, and as your boss, as your CEO, I would not be expecting you to come in and to completely do a 180-degree turn on our strategy in your first 6 months in office. What I'd be really expecting you to do is to understand the brief, understand what you've been given, understand what the previous team that's been sacked was trying to do, and do your best to carry on with that strategy. When the first 6 months is finished, well, okay, then your honeymoon is over, and I think then you're then freed up to think about a new strategy, a strategy that is right for the future, given your understanding and expectation of what that future market would look like. And good leaders, good strategists will really understand how their company should be positioned in the market of the future, not worry too much about how their company should be positioned based on data from the past. So this whole market players area is quite a good area for you to get to know your company better and to start getting to know your competitors better as well. So I hope that's useful, and I'll catch up with you soon.